many people that have died in entertainment. Most of them have died at the age of 27. And this is a list of people called the 27 Club. Its 5 main members are Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones, Jim Morrison of the Doors, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, and Kurt Cobain of Nirvana. Tonight, we're going to tell you about the 5 main members of the 27 Club. I'm Marty Willis. Jones was born in the Park Nursing Home in Cheltenham, Gloucestershire on February 28, 1942. When he was older, he left Cheltenham and moved to London, where he became friends with fellow musicians Alex Corner, Paul Jones, Jack Bruce, and others who made up a small London rhythm and blues and jazz scene in London. On July 12, 1962, the Rolling Stones was officially formed by Mick Jagger, Brian Jones, Keith Richards, and Ian Stewart. Jones was discovered on July 3, 1969, motionless at the bottom of his pool at Cotchford Farm in England. His girlfriend was convinced that he was still alive when they pulled him out, saying that he still had a pulse. But by the time the doctors arrived, it was too late, and he was pronounced dead. He was 27 years old. Jones did make a statement that on July 9, 1969, that he would leave the Rolling Stones. Jones will always be remembered as a Rolling Stone. Jimi Hendrix was born November 27, 1942, in Seattle, Washington, as Johnny Allen Hendrix. In 1966, Hendrix moved to England, and with his new manager, Chas Handler, formed a backing band with bassist Noel Redding and drummer Mitch Mitchell. Hendrix and his band, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, were famous in England and the UK. They were famous for such songs as Purple Haze, Hey Joe, The Wind Cries Mary, Burning of the Midnight Lamp, and All Along the Watchtower. In 1969, the Jimi Hendrix Experience broke up, but reunited once more in 1970, until Hendrix's death. There is a rumor that still goes around saying that Jimi Hendrix used to listen to Food Cook and tuned his guitar to the food cooking. Early on September 18, 1970, Jimi Hendrix died in London under circumstances which have never been fully explained. According to the surgeon that attended Hendrix, he asphyxiated on his own vomit, mainly red wine, which had filled his airways, as the autopsy was to show. Janis Joplin was born in Port Arthur, Texas, on January 19, 1943. She was an American singer, songwriter, and music arranger. She rose to prominence in the late 1960s as the lead singer of Big Brother and the Holding Company, and later as a solo artist. In 1966, Joplin's bluesy vocal style attracted attention of the psychedelic rock band Big Brother and the Holding Company, a band that had gained some renown amongst the nascent hippie community in Haight-Ashbury, San Francisco, California. Joplin joined Big Brother on June 4, 1966. After returning to San Francisco from 2 hometown shows at the Palace of Fine Arts Festival on August 31st and September 1st, Joplin announced that she would be leaving Big Brother. The group continued touring through the fall, and Joplin gave her last performance with Big Brother on December 1st, 1968. After splitting from Big Brother, Joplin formed a new backup group, the Cosmic Blues Bands. By early '69, Joplin was addicted to heroin, allegedly shooting at least $200 worth of heroin per day. Although efforts were made to keep her clean during recording of I Got Them Old Cosmic Blues Again, Mama. On Saturday, October 3rd, Joplin visited the Sunset Sound Studios in Los Angeles, California, to listen to the instrumental track of Nick Gravnight's Buried Alive in the Blues. When she failed to show up at the studio by Sunday afternoon, producer Paul Rothchild became concerned. Full Tilt Boogie's road manager, John Cook, drove to the landmark Moore Hotel where Joplin had been a guest since August 24th. He saw Joplin's painted Porsche still in the parking lot. Upon entering her room, he found her dead on the floor. The official cause of death was a heroin overdose, possibly combined with the effects of alcohol. She was cremated in the Pierce Brothers Westwood Village mortuary in Los Angeles. Her ashes were scattered from a plane into the Pacific Ocean in along Stinton Beach. Jim Morrison was born James Douglas Morrison in Melbourne, Florida on December 8, 1943. Morrison was an American singer, songwriter, poet, writer, and filmmaker. He was best known as lead singer and lyricist for The Doors, and is widely considered to be one of the most charismatic frontmen in rock music history. In 1965, after graduating from UCLA, Morrison led a bohemian lifestyle in Venice Beach. From there on, he would start The Doors with Robbie Krieger, John Densmore, and Ray Manzarek. In 1966, at Whiskey A Go Go, a bar in California, The Doors performed there and got a record deal with Elektra Records. On September 17, 1967, The Doors appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show. Ed Sullivan requested 2 songs to be sung on the show, Light My Fire and People Are Strange. CBS Network censors demanded that Jim Morrison change the lyrics to the hit single Light My Fire by altering the line, Girl, we couldn't get much higher, to Girl, we couldn't get much better. However, Morrison sang the original line on live TV with no delay, and CBS was powerless to stop it. Ed Sullivan was so furious, he refused to shake their hands, and they were never invited back to the show.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher.
Morrison died on July 3, 1971. Morrison was found in a Paris apartment bathtub by his girlfriend Pamela Corson. Due to French law, no autopsy was performed because the medical examiner claimed to have found no evidence of foul play. The absence of an official autopsy has left many questions regarding Morrison's cause of death. Kurt Cobain was born on February 20th, 1967, at Grays Harbor Hospital in Aberdeen, Washington. Cobain was the lead singer and founder of the grunge band Nirvana. For Kurt Cobain's 14th birthday, his uncle gave him the choice of a guitar or a bicycle as a gift. Cobain chose a guitar. He started to learn how to play the guitar and soon started writing his own songs. Cobain rarely found anyone to play music with in high school, but then he met Chris Novoselic, a devotee to punk rock. A few years later, after Cobain and him were out of high school, Cobain tried to convince Novoselic to form a band with him by lending him a copy of a home demo recorded by Cobain's earlier band, Fecal Matter. After months of asking, Novoselic finally agreed to join Cobain, forming the beginnings of Nirvana. On January 12, 1990, Kurt Cobain met Courtney Love, the lead singer of Hole, in Portland's Cetricon nightclub when his two still led underground rock bands. On February 24, 1992, Cobain and Love were married on Waikiki Beach in Hawaii. Then on August 18, 1992, Frances Bean Cobain was born to Courtney Love and Kurt Donald Cobain. Throughout most of his life, Cobain suffered from chronic bronchitis and intense physical pain due to an undiagnosed chronic stomach condition, and Cobain was known to have taken marijuana, LSD, and mainly addicted to heroin. As the years passed, Cobain's heroin addiction worsened. His first attempt at rehab was made in early 1992, not long after he and Love discovered they were going to become parents. Immediately after leaving rehab, Nirvana embarked on their Australian tour, with Cobain appearing pale and gaunt while suffering through withdrawals. Not too long after returning home, Cobain's heroin use resumed. On April 8, 1994, Cobain's body was discovered at his Lake Washington home by an electrician who had arrived to install security systems. The coroner's report estimates that Cobain died on April 5, 1994. A ceremony was arranged by Kurt Cobain's mother as a Buddhist monk chanted his daughter Frances Bean scattered his ashes into McLean Lake in Olympia, the city where he had found his true artistic muse. There's a legend about white lighters in the stoner culture that state that the lighters bring death and bad luck. Morrison, Cobain, Joplin, and Hendrix were all found with white layers at the time of their death. And that concludes our broadcast for the show this evening. I'm Marty Willis.